Everybody wants more identity stability. Um, but the course of life takes us into things that will inevitably create shifts, that will inevitably create disruption. And so the goal is always that desire for stability. And when we go into that shift, the discomfort we feel or the excitement that we feel, some shifts are exciting. So when you went from being, just caring about Tanya and having to worry about Tanya. And then you decided, okay, I'm gonna get married or I'm gonna have children, especially children, right? And that excitement, which was gonna be a big shift and also a disruption. And parenting is a great example because sometimes we get that rare glimpse of feeling stable and like we know what we're doing. And then the next day we go into a shift or a disruption and we're like, oh my gosh, I've made so many bad decisions, or I don't even know how I'm doing this. So you get to experience this. And I think what's fascinating is we need to be ready and know that we will always enter into one of those three states. And it's more about managing it than it is avoiding or being fearful. But yet we get anxiety and fear because of shifts and disruptions. And so knowing that they're coming is half the battle. Knowing I haven't endured my last disruption. Knowing that I'm, going to do that helps me prepare and manage it in a way that makes it less disruptive. So I'm rambling. I could go on and talk about this forever. You always happen to tap into, passion points for me, but I do think it's interesting even to talk to you and say, hey, what's really stable about your identity right now? And are there any shifts going on? And are there any disruptions that you're experiencing? And then the beauty of identity is it's actually really co-created. And I think we've put a lot of pressure on people to say, you own your identity, or you're in charge of this, or, be strong and be confident. And really all those are co-created experiences, and your identity is co-created. And so you need to really, when your parents tell you pick your friends wisely, pick your friends wisely. And try to surround yourself with people who take good care of your identity, who are invested in your identity, who care about what you want to do with your identity, because it's co-created. And so your partners, your friends, your family, they all help you co-create it, even your colleagues. So we don't always get to pick these people, right? So that's why shifts and disruptions can happen without notice. But yeah,
So
let's focus this for you.